Welcome back, Renegades. Today we got some gameplay with Rob Lucci in the OP09 meta. We're going to be facing off against Dofi, Shanks, and Bonney. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. Helps the channel grow. And let's get into it. Up first, we got Lucci and Dofi. So we choose to go first here. We got two Brooks, a Rebecca, a Rob Lucci, and a 2K counter. I'm just going to Dawn pass it. The opponent plays out a Sengoku Searcher, getting a Boa Hancock, placing cards on top, the bottom of the deck. Then they're going to deploy out a Perona, placing cards on top of the deck, and then passing the turn. So back to us, we draw a Tempest Kick. We're just going to go 5 into life here with our leader, giving Sengoku -1, trashing 2 cards. Then we're going to play out a Brook to get rid of that Perona, and just passing it back. Opponent's going 5 into life here with their leader. And take this first hit, we get a 2K Khalifa. They're going to play out a Law, putting back, let's see, it looked like they put back their Sengoku, and then they put back our Brook. So we're going to go 5 into life with leader here. We're going to deploy out a Suru to give their opponent's character -2, and then finish it off with the Brook. And just pass back. Opponent's going to deploy out that Boa Hancock here, placing cards on top of their deck, and then giving their leader some Rested Dawn. Leader's going to go 7 into 5 here, using their effect, putting the Law into play, getting rid of our Brook and their Law back to hand. Then back to us, we do have a Khalifa. We took off the life. We drew into Gecko. We're going to go 5, giving -1 to their blocker. They use their blocker here. We're going to play out the Khalifa, trashing a Rob Lucci and another Rob Lucci, giving the Boa -3. Then we're going to deploy out the Brook to finish it off. Passing the turn over to the opponent. Opponent's going to go 7 into life here, deploying out a Weevil from leader effect. We're going to just give him a couple counters here. Going to play out a Sengoku. And they get another Boa Hancock. They're going to play out their Law again. They're going to bounce a Sengoku and Brook back to hands. Then back to us. We're going to go 5 into life, using our leader effect to give Weevil -1. They take that hit. Now we're going to go with our Ice Age to give their Law -4. We're going to play out Gecko so we can get some removal effects back. Try to clean up this board. We're going to play out Suru and Rob Lucci. Suru is going to give the Weevil -3. Lucci's going to be able to finish him off by putting a couple cards at the bottom of the deck. This will clear up the opponent's field. And we just pass it back. They use their Gravity Blade here. They put our Khalifa and our Lucci to the bottom of the deck, and then deploy out a Marshall D. Teach, using its effect with the leader. They get out of Jinbei from the top of their deck. And who are they deploying? They're going to Weevil from the Jinbei, going 7 into 5 here. We're going to take this hit. We get another Gecko. Back to us. We did draw into a Spandam. Debating here if we want to play out a Spandam, what we want to do. So we're going to put 3 on our leader first and go 8 into 5. 8 into their life here, giving the... we're going to give the Teach the -1 here. So we're going to go 8 into life. Looks like they're going to counter out here. They still have a lot of cards in hand, so we got a lot of hand to get through. We're going to play out our Brook, getting rid of their Teach so they can't cheek out some Dawn manipulation. We're going to deploy out a Rebecca here, just to give us a little bit of protection. We got a Khalifa back as a 2K. Debating if we want to replace a character. We're going to do the Spandam so that we can get another search. We do get the Tempest Kick. And then we're going to go 9 into the rested Jinbei with our Gecko. And then passing it back to the opponent. Opponent's going to go 6 with their Weevil into our life. That's a 2K for us. We're going to give that 2K counter. The opponent has 10 Dawn. They're going to play out a Gecko, returning a Jinbei from the trash, deploying the Jinbei and the Boa Hancock blocker, giving some of the rested Dawn to the opponent, or to their leader. They're going to go 7 with their leader. Yep, they're going to go into life here. They're going to get that Law from their deck, and they can put Brook back in our hand as well as their Law. We take that hit, getting a Rebecca. We draw into another Ice Age here. We have Tempest Kick. We have 13 cards in decks, or our discard pile, so Tempest Kick will work. Gonna use a Tempest Kick on the Boa, finish it with Brook. Use a Tempest on the Jinbei. And we're gonna put some Dawn on our Spandam and go 7 into 5 into their life here. So the opponent still has a lot of cards in hand we need to get through. So the counter with a 1k and then still take the hit, so maybe a misclick. We're going to go 5 with our leader into their life, giving that Jinbei another -1. So it's the Jinbei's -4. Then we're going to go with the Gecko. We're going to pressure into that Weevil. They're going to get some cards out of hand. And we just pass the turn. They're going to play out the Boa, giving the rest of the Weevil, going 7 into life here. We're going to counter out. We still have the Rebecca blocker, so they're going to go 5 into life here. We're going to give them a 1k. Another 5 into life. Got to give them that last 1k in hand. So we have the Rebecca blocker if they want to. So they're going to play out the Law. They put the Rebecca back in hand, so we have to take this hit now, which is fine. We get a Kaku. Back to us. We got 2 Geckos in hand. We got a Gecko on the field, Ice Age. So we're going to use Ice Age on the blocker here, and we're going to give Brook some Dawn. Go 7 into life, finishing off that Boa blocker with Brook's effect. Opponent's getting low on hand. They have 5. They use some 1Ks, down to 3 cards in hand. We're going to put 4 on Spandam to go 6 into 5. See if we can get a couple more cards out of hand. Yep, 1, 2. Got 2 cards out of hand here, which is great. Now we're going to go 7 with leader. They had to take this hit. And then we have a 9k, which they're going to have to take as well. Alright, good game. Up next, we have Lucci versus Shanks. So the opponent chose to go first. We took a mulligan here. We deployed out. They just got a Dawn, passed it to us. On our turn, we play out Spandam. We're going to grab probably Spandime. I think that's the only option here. And just pass it back to the opponent. They did play out a Hongo and pass it to us. So we're going to draw about 4 Dawn here. We're going to use leader effect, or leader to attack 5, assuming they're going to use their leader effect to give it -1000. They do. But we did give the Hongo -1k, or 1 cost, and we're going to play out a Rob Lucci. We're going to put cards to the bottom of our deck to say 1 Khalifa, 2 Khalifas, and the Ice Age. And we're just going to pop that Hongo. The Hongo's really good, so we want to get rid of it. They're going to play out a Yasop here. That's going to give their leader +1000 power for the rotation, making it a 6k leader. So they're going to go 6 into our life here. That's a 2k for us, so we're just going to pop the 2k counter. Back to us. We're at, what, 6 Dawns. We're going to put 3 on Lucci, go 9 with our character. 9 into their 6. Just trying to get some Dawn, or some of their cards out of hand this turn. So they're going to give it to -1, so now it's an 8 into 6, and they still take that hit. We're going to put 3 on our leader, going 8 as well, using leader effect. Just giving the Yasop -1, just because we want to put some options into the discard pile. Because we do have a Gecko, as well as a Spandine in hand. Alright, so the opponent takes this. We just pass it back to them. They're going to play out the Ben Beckman here, trashing our Rob Lucci. And then Yasop, a 6k swing going into life. That's a 2k. Give that counter. Then they have a 5k swing with leader. We're just going to take that one. Okay, we're not going to use the leader effect, or the trigger effect from that. Back to us. We did draw into the Kaido. We're at 8 Dawn this turn. So we're going to play out Gecko. We're going to get a, let's see, Rebecca. Helmepo -3. And then Helmepo. So here we're going to use the Helmepo effect first to give the Yasop -3. And then Rebecca, we can return a card from our trash between like 3 and 7. We're just going to grab a 2K back with Khalifa. We're not going to add anything to the field with Rebecca either. And we just pass turn here. I could have swung into the leader, but it wouldn't have made any sense. I would just gave it minus 1K. So they're going to put 1 Dawn. They're going to play out their dragon here, giving 2 rested Dawn to their leader. Play out an Otama to give the Gecko minus 2,000. And then they're going to go 7 into life here. We're going to give them the counter. Yep, we're going to counter out. 6 into 5, give them another 2K. The Ben Beckman's going to be a 7K, and then they have a 9K swing as well. So we're going to take the Beckman. We can use the trigger if we want to KO the Atama. We just decide to hold it. And here comes Dragon 9 into 5. We're going to use the Rebecca here. We're at 3 life, opponent's still at 3. Alright, back to us. So we draw into a Suru. So we're going to attack with our leader first, using its leader effect to give minus 1 to the dragon. Assuming they're going to use their leader effect to give minus 1,000 to our leader. For the swing, we'll see. Yep, they do. Okay. So we're going to use Tempest Kick here to give the dragon additional minus 3. So now it's a minus 4. So it's a 5 drop. 5 cost. We're going to play out the Kaido. We're going to get rid of this dragon by trashing a Khalifa. Then the opponent has to trash a card as well. They're going to trash an ace. We're going to go 9 with Gecko into their Yasop. So 9 into 6. They give that one up. And we just pass the turn back to them. Opponents had 10 Dawn. They're going to play out the 5 drop Silver's Rayleigh blocker. They get to draw 2 and trash 1. And they're going to play out the ace. And now they're going to go 7 with Beckman into life here. We're going to have to over counter, but that's fine. They only got a leader swing now. So 5 into 5. We're going to take this one. We draw into a Kaku. And we're going to deploy out another Kaido. We're going to trash that Spandine and get rid of their blocker. And then they're going to trash they get rid of Gum Gum Red Hawk. Put a Dawn on leader. Go 6 into life here, giving the Beckman minus 1. So we got some big swings coming. We have 2 9K swings that are able to swing this turn. The Gecko and the 1 Kaido. So they did take that first hit, so now we're going to go 9 into the Beckman. They haven't used leader effect yet. They just give up the Beckman, and now we're going to go 9 into life. And they take that one. See if they have a trigger they want to use. Nope, okay. So we pass it back to them. They're going to play out a dragon, giving the 2 rested Dawn, swimming to their leader. Yep. And they're going to go 7 into life here with their leader. We have the counter in hand if we want to save, if we don't want to take this hit. But we're going to take this hit here. The 9. See where they're going to pressure that 9K swing at. They're going into life, makes sense. So that's 4K worth of counter. Just checking here, if we take this hit one, then the ace is only going to be an 8K, and we'll be able to counter out of that one. But they're just going to go 6 into life here, so that's a simple counter. We're going to just 2K out. They have 2 Dawn open, so possibly another Gum Gum Red Hawk. But we're just going to pressure in. We're going to go 9 into 5 here. They've got 6 cards in hand, so they still have quite a bit of cards to get through. But Shanks does have a lot of bricks in hand with the top end. So hopefully we can get through this hand fairly easy. They did give the minus 1,000 to the leader for the turn. Looks like they're going to try to counter out of this first hit with a couple 2Ks and a 1K. Okay, so they did give up some cards out of hand for that one. Now we're going to go 9 again with the Kaido. They take that hit, which tells me they probably don't have the Gum Gum Red Hawk then. They might have been... No, they did. No, that was a trigger. Okay. So they just gave minus 10,000 to the Spandam, so it wasn't an option to swing into them. We're going to put 5 onto our Kaido and go 14. They shouldn't be able to counter out of this one. But if they do, then we'll put the remaining onto our leader. Alright, good game. Alright, so up next we have Lucci versus Bonney here. Let's see, we went first. We're going to play out Spandam, and we got a Kaku. Passing it back to the opponent. They're going to play out a Jewelry Bonney here. We're getting a kid. And passing it back, we're going to play out Brook to get rid of this Bonney here. And we have a 5k swing into leader. I'm going to use it. Use card or use leader effect just to get some cards in the trash. They take this hit. Looks like I don't know what they did there. Oh, they used the life trigger to rest our Brook. Okay. So passing it back to them, they play out a Bonney searcher. They get a Cavendish from their search, which is good for them. Putting 1 on their leader, going 6 into that Brook here. We're going to counter out. We got to save this Brook. We did have to over counter, but the Brook's really good. So Husu, we could technically get rid of that, but we don't need to do that. They're going to be able to rest something, so we need to make sure the Brook is the one swinging. So we're just going to go 5 in to get rid of that Bonney. They're going to probably rest the leader, but we still have Dawn open for the Spandam if we want, or we could play out the Kaku just to get another body on field. We're going to put it on Spandam, and we're going to pressure 6 into life here. See if we can get a 2k out of hand. Okay. Passing it back to the opponent, they're going to play out their Cavendish, and it gets 2 active Dawn back, or 2 Dawn back active. So you have Soap Sheep, give it to your opponent's characters -2. Alright, so they're going to go 7 with their leader into Brook here. We have to give it to them this time, or else we're going to, I don't think we have enough counter. 2, yeah. So we're going to have to give them that one. But Brook got rid of 2 Bonney searchers, so I think it did its job. Alright, so back to us, we get the Helmeppo. We're going to use Soap Sheep here, just to give the Cavendish -2. So it'll make it a -2. Then we're going to put 1 on leader, going 6 into 5 into their life, giving another -1. They're going to rest out the Spandam here. And they take that hit. And now the Who's Who can trash the Cavendish, KO the Cavendish when it comes in. We're just going to trash a Helmeppo to do so. Back to the opponent, they're going to play out another Cavendish, activating 2 of their Dawn. So we still have a Kaido in hand and a Kaku. Opponent's going to put 2 Dawn on their leader, go 7 into life. We're going to take this one. They're going to play out a killer blocker, leaving 1 Dawn open for leader effect. So we're going to go 5 with Who's Who. They're going to rest the leader, as expected. See if they want to give up a counter. Yep. So we're going to play out the Kaido this turn. We're going to trash a Rebecca and get rid of their Cavendish. And then the opponent will have to trash a Hody. And then we're going to pass it back to them. Opponent's at 10 Dawn now. They're going to play out their Kid. They're putting a Dawn on their Kid. Using their Kid effect to put down a Razanati blocker. Leaving 1 Dawn open for leader effect. And they're just going to go 5. They're going to try to pressure into our Who's Who. We're just going to give them a counter. Alright, so back to us. We got an Ice Age. We're at 10 Dawn now. We have to pressure the Kid, but we're going to use Rebecca to get the Brook. So the Brook can get rid of 1-0. So we're not gonna use the Rebecca to put Brook down yet. We're gonna go 11 into 8. See what they have 2 blockers for the Kid, so this is gonna probably force a block. Yep. And now we're going to go 9 into 8. It's not that big of a counter out. They do give us the counter. Just passing it back. We do have a Rebecca open. So they attach a Dawn to the Kid, and they just pressure life. Or did they pressure life? Or where'd they go? Not sure. We gave them a counter, though. And then they went after Who's Who. They froze. They played out their Bonney to freeze down our Kaido. We draw into a Rob Lucci here. So we're going to put 4 on our leader, pressuring 9 into the rested Kid, giving it -1k. Or -1 cost, sorry. They probably going to have to give us the Razanati blocker if they don't have a 2k, which they do. And now we can use, let's see, Ice Age will give it -5. So now it's, yep, 6, and then we can use Lucci's effect to remove it from the field. Opponent's only sitting at 1 card in hand, so they're pretty much going to be relying on whatever they're top decking, unless they can get a Searcher. So they played out the Shanks, which is pretty good, getting rid of our Kaido. And now they're going to go 6 into the Spandam, just doing some board control for this turn, I guess. So they're just going to go 5 into life. We have to take this. We did get another Lucci from life. Back to us. We play out. We draw the Gecko, which is great. We're going to deploy the Gecko. Let's see, what are we getting? We're going to get a Rebecca and a Spandam. Just trying to get some more card options. We're going to grab another Lucci. And then with Rebecca's effect, we're going to grab a 2K with Hutu. Not using Rebecca's effect to play anything out. So we have 2 blockers on the field. They can still rest something, so we're going to use our biggest swing in. We're going to go 8 into life here. They're going to have to take this. See if they want to resolve their trigger, it looks like. So they rest something else. They rest our Rebecca blocker, one of them. So back to them, they're going to pressure into Rebecca. So they get the first one, and they're just trying to do board control again. We're going to use that last blocker there to save the Lucci, giving us additional swing. So they got another kid, using its effect there to make us have to target it. So we are going to use Tempest Kick to give -3 to the kid. It drew into a Helmeppo, which is great. So we used the Helmeppo to give it some more minus reduction. Playing out the Lucci here. We're going to get rid of that kid again. That Helmeppo draw off the Tempest Kick was pretty good. So we're going to go 9 into life here with the Gecko. They have to take this one. They can rest the Lucci if they want. And we'll still have another 8K swing with leader. So we're going to go 8, but we're going to go after that Bonney this time. Just trying to keep their field semi-manageable as well. So they're going to go 11 and 9 into the Gecko. We have to give that one up. And now they're going to go 8 into Lucci. We're going to give them that. And then they're going to have to play out a Basil Hawkins. So back to us. We're going to put 1 on our Lucci going 7 into 5. They're going to rest down the leader. So they have the Basil Hawking blocker if they choose to use. But they're going to take that last hit. That last life there. We're going to put like 6, 7, 8. Alright, we're going to try to force them to use their blocker here. So we have 9, 10, 11, 12. A 12K swing into life here. We're just trying to get rid of that Basil. Yep. Passing it back to them. They're going to use their Shanks to pressure into the Lucci character. They get that. So they still have 10 Dawn here. 4 cards in hand. 0 life. So they're going to go 5 into the Helmeppo. We're going to counter this. They're going to play out a Bonney. Searcher here. And they get another kid. Okay. Getting lucky with all those 8 drops. There's a third one. So they play out the 8 drop, but they're not able to give it a Dawn because they had to utilize all their Dawn that turn to play out stuff. So here we're just going to pressure life. They can't rest anything. So we're going to go 8 into 5 here. See if they have the counter. Which is possible. But if they don't, then we could have finished them up with the leader swing. Alright guys. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoy the gameplay content. Quick reminder again, make sure you guys like, share, and comment. It helps the channel grow. So we will have the deck profile for the Rob Lucci in the description as well. This is going to be part 1. I do have another gameplay with Rob Lucci. It'll be going against Blackbeard, Purple Luffy, and Black Yellow Luffy. So we'll see you guys in the next one.